watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting night of racing. It's the Sim500, brought to you by Sharue Diecast from Chicagoland Speedway. It's Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams. And if I get one of these intros correct, I give myself the biggest Barry Horowitz slap on the back I think I could ever get.
We're back! Ghostfire Media back here on Wednesday nights. I mean, it's fantastic. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be aside Randy Pepper, who is a legend in his own right, so I'm happy to be here.
In my own mind.
Your own mind, your own right. You know, whatever. I'm a legend in my own mind as well. I'm the greatest broadcaster ever. I've been doing this for a year. You know, we're all just crazy. But nah, I'm excited to be here. Happy to be back, especially with the Sim500 Esports Racing League and Sharue Diecast bringing us the premier Xfinity Series here on Wednesday nights. Tonight we're here at Chicagoland Speedway, Randy. Joliet, Illinois. I mean...
And you know what? Some things will never change. You know why I said that?
Why?
Who's fastest in practice?
Oh, you want to see? Let's talk about... let's see. Let's take a look, folks. Let's take a look at the top left-hand corner of your screen. And, oh, it's Daniel Falkenham.
Exactly.
But him and Brian Macklin... Just like that. Just like that. They're dead even. Dead even. I'm excited, though, for tonight. I mean, we have got a bonkers field. We got 31 guys here tonight for this race. I'm stoked. I've never called a race this big. There's going to be so much action. We're going to struggle to keep up with it. We're going to do our best, obviously. But we're going to struggle to keep up with it. But we'll go over it throughout the evening, and we'll see what happens around here. So, while we were gone for Christmas and New Year's, I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas and a great New Year's, and hopefully 2022 is starting out well for you. While we were gone, unfortunately, the world lost a incredible person. And a historic figure and somebody who brought laughs to a lot of us in our homes and in our lives. So, if you don't know who I'm talking... No. Betty White passed away on New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's right.
17 days from her 100th birthday. So, our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to the family of Betty White. She was a historic figure. And the Golden Girls will always play in my house in her honor.
Well, she was definitely something, that's for sure. She, for her age, she was she was actually working up to the time she died. That's crazy. 99 years old.
It's crazy.
Almost 100.
She went out the way we all want to go out, though, right? On top of the world. So.
Yep, her mind was still good and all that good stuff. And
well, she had one up on you.
What was that?
Her mind was still good.
Exactly. That's true. Her She had a better mind than me and the President of the United States. Can you believe that?
But on that note, we're going to go ahead and step right. Terry's going to sidestep that right to the left here. And we're going to talk about this beautiful, well, there's nothing beautiful about Chicagoland, but this racetrack. I can't stand this racetrack.
I can tell you that.
I can't stand this track. I don't know why. I just never liked it. I never thought it really produced the racing that this style, this shape, this layout of a racetrack should. Yeah, it's just, this should have been another Las Vegas. It should have been another Kentucky. It never became what it should have. And there's a reason it's no longer on the circuit. It's just because it's not what it should be.
They'll probably reconfigure it somehow, and it'll be back on the circuit next.
Well, they're going to knock it down, make it a shopping plaza or something. They're just going to run a road course in the middle of Chicago, which is the worst idea in the history of the world. But and I don't know any NASCAR driver that wants to go to Chicago. I don't know any human who wants to go to Chicago. You have to sit next to Bears fans, but I digress.
You know what? It could be worse.
Could be Detroit.
It could be New Orleans. Just got back from New Orleans. If you want to see my video, it's on YouTube. Look under Florida Fun and More, and you can watch my video for New Orleans. And let me just tell you, New Orleans, if you've never been there, you're not missing anything, unless you like trash and smelly streets and puke everywhere. So, just saying that.
If you've never watched Ghost Fire Media before, welcome. This is what we talk about. This is apparently who we are. And now, Randy, let's talk about Randy's picking points here before we get going. If I can get this up here. You know, the three things you talked with me about before the race and we want to talk about with the folks is tires. Tires are a key here at Chicagoland, being that it's 99 degrees out. It's 99 degrees, the air right now. The track temperature is probably somewhere around 104. It's not cold. It's definitely not cold. And then pit road entry and exit. The weird shape of this racetrack on the exit of turn 4 as you come down, as we watch the 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth. I mean, you can see just the entry point to this pit road is just different than most of them.
Yeah, and the other thing too, we'll have to talk about too, is gas. At one point, somebody will probably, at a track like this, somebody's going to try to stretch the gas mileage and try to play that card. It always happens. There's always that, guy that thinks, well, I'll stay out a little longer than these guys and hope for a caution. So we're probably going to see that. And the last thing I'm going to touch on here is keeping the car clean. We've got 39 drivers out here. You've got to keep the car clean. Otherwise, you are going home early. So those are the key points. So we got gas, tires, and keeping the car clean.
Well, the other thing about Chicago is you're always turning left. It doesn't matter where you are. You're always turning left.
We hope.
It's a constant, well, I mean, in the corners, it's constant left as an oval is, but down the back stretch, it's left. Down the front stretch, it's left. There's no straightaways on this track. It's always, it's curved all the way around. There is a curve all the way around this racetrack. It is as close as you can get to a, centripetal oval on the Cup Series circuit. Because you're always turning. You're always turning left.
Yes.
This is just it's shaped like an egg. It really is, because it's just a big, weird shaped oval. But we're looking at Paul Crumry. He crosses the start-finish line to put down the first lap of qualifying, a 31.58. Some other drivers putting in their laps as well. Jeff Hollingsworth, Scott Simley, Mike Kelly, Andrew Lutz, and Glenn Campbell all put in laps. Right now, Jeff Hollingsworth, Scott Simley, and Mike Kelly all tied with a 31.36 or a 31.365 at the moment for Mike Kelly. So it's a three-way battle right now for the provisional pole on the exit of turn 4. Jeff Hollingsworth, number 97 U.S. Coast Guard machine, crosses the start-finish line, and he's going to improve to a 31.26, and he's the only one to improve out of that group a little bit better. Scott Simley now the 31.24 in the number 12. Glenn Campbell in the number 44 here. He jumps up to a 31.34. That'll put him third fastest. And there he is, Randy Yoakum.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
Randy Oakham in third now, jumps up to third in that number 8 with a 31.33. Keep an eye on him as his second lap begins. Now we come down the back part of this oval. I'm not going to say stretch because it's really not a stretch. It's just a big, big corner. Off into 3 and 4 for the second time tonight for him. And he's going to exit 3 and 4 perfectly there. Will he cross the start-finish line? Will he improve? He will, but only do a 31.32. EJ O'Rourke went his 2 laps as well. And the number 41, he ran a 31.26 his fast lap. So he improves. Looking at Joey Gattina right now, the league owner on the exit of turn 4. He's going to cross the start-finish line. He is going to improve as well. He's going to improve to second with a 31.25. As we say that, Bentley Glazier runs his second lap, a 31.21. Kevin DeBrown, the number 93, the winner in week number 2 of this series, with a 31.24. He goes 4th fastest. Robert Gillenwater in the number 4. He goes 1st fastest. Provisional pole with a 31.2. Jimmy Coleman up to 3rd with a 31.23. Kevin DeBrown into 3 and 4 for his second time. It looks like he's actually given up on the second lap. Robert Gillenwater trying to improve here on the exit of turn 4. Can he improve from a 31.19? He will not. A 31.23 on his second lap. Here comes Chad Coleman across the start-finish line, the number 38. Hot and heavy here in qualifying, 31.26. He will not improve. Daniel Falkenham comes and lays it down with a 31.15. That is a statement lap. John Ellenberg sitting in 5th right now provisionally. Across the start-finish line, he will improve, and he'll be provisionally 3rd with a 31.2. We have a few drivers who are opting to not qualify tonight. So Daniel Falkenham will get another pole here tonight.
I'm surprised that Macklin did not do anything in his qualifying.
Hell of a lap right there.
Really quick. I mean, extremely fast compared to anybody else. I mean, that was blazing. Totally blazing. But it's only a matter if you can keep it the whole race.
Let's just talk about this. That's Daniel Falkenham's 84th career pole in this league. That is 21% of his starts he started on pole, and he's went out and won 24% of his starts. So we'll keep an eye on him. He'll probably be the guy to watch tonight once again here at Chicagoland. Once again, that is his 84th career pole, a Sim500 record. He is now 11 poles ahead of the second place driver for most poles of all time. That's Tommy Ryan, but the difference between him and Tommy Ryan is he has double the starts as Daniel Falkenham. So Tommy has been able to do that in 650 plus starts. Daniel's done it in almost 400. That's insane.
Insane. Totally. So warm-up is going on here at Chicagoland. Another night of Sim500 racing.
It is. Let's talk about point standings. I don't have a graphic for point standings tonight because I was slacking, so I'm sorry. But right now, currently, your points leader, Daniel Falkenham, with 209 points. Mike Kelly in second with 191. Brian Macklin in third with 189. Tyler Dalton in fourth with 168. Kevin DeBrown in fifth with 134 coming into tonight. Bentley Glazier in sixth with 131. Tommy Ryan right on his heels, nipping right there at his heels with 130. He currently sits in seventh. Jeff Ryan in eighth with 126. Doug Sigmund in ninth with 120. And EJ O'Rourke rounds out your top 10 in points by 1 point behind Doug Sigmund. 2 points ahead of Gerald Livingston with 119. So 4 races into our 14-race calendar, we have a nice little battle going on for this championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Now, there is bigger and better championships to come along throughout the season for these drivers, but the Winter Series is always a good way to get started, right? Always a good way to start your year.
Yep, knock the dust off.
So we are going to go down our starting order for you tonight. And if I can get it, there we go. Randy Pepper, take us away.
All right, starting on the pole tonight, the number 39 at Daniel Falkenham. Outside, it's going to be Robert Gillenwater. Row 2, it's John Ellenberg and Bentley Glazer in the 18. Row 3, it's Jimmy Coleman in the 54, and the 12 is Scott Smiley to his outside. Row 5, Kevin DeBrown and Joey Katina. Row 6 is Chad Coleman and Jeff Hollingsworth in the 97. Then it's E.J. O'Rourke in the 41 and the number 8 of Randy Yoakum lining up 12th. 13th is Brian V. Macklin and Jeff Ryan in the 3 at 14th. 15th, the Rhinestone Cowboy, Glenn Campbell, lines up in the 44. His outside is Richard Swavely in the 32. Mike Kelly and Anthony M. Cotoni line up 17th and 18th. 19th, it is going to be Andrew Lutz and Anthony Monroe. 21st and 22nd is going to be Brian Crumry and Michael Vertis. I don't have anybody else, so you're going to have
23rd will be Doug Sigmund. 24th will be Richard Sudeth. 25th, Tyler Dalton. 26th, Tommy Ryan. 27th, Charles Woods. 28th, Ron Holyfield. 29th, Stoney Benfield. 30th, Kevin England. And rounding up the field in 31st will be the number 96 of Gerald Livingston. As we exit turn 4, we've had 3 weeks off. The boys are ready. The fans are ready. There's 50,000 people standing here at Chicagoland Speedway. And the green flag is out as Jeff Hammond throws it from the start-finish line. And away we go as there's some action already in the middle of the pack.
Down into turn number 1 is Daniel Falkingham taking off where he left off just a couple weeks ago with Robert Gillenwater right behind him. Gillenwater's got a hornet's nest behind him as he's got 2 drivers, John Ellenberg and Bentley Glazer, looking to try to get around him, as the man that's safe right now is Falkingham, as everybody behind him is working to try to get some positions after lap number 1.
Yeah, there's little to no grip right now on this racetrack. It is a green surface. It's loose. All these guys are struggling throughout the field. We had some guys fire up their tires on that start right there in the middle of the pack. Got a little bit sideways, almost had a couple incidents. We were able to get through the first lap here very clean. As we come down the backstretch, we're looking at the battle for third right now. John Ellenberg trying to hold off Bentley Glazer in the 18 car. As we look further back in the pack, there's a battle for 10th beginning to happen between E.J. O'Rourke and Brian Macklin. Brian Macklin looking at him. He's trying to get past the number 41. Right behind Brian Macklin, you got Glenn Campbell, Jeff Hollingsworth all over them. It's a nice, tight group from about third on back here throughout this pack.
The field right now is just kind of settling down already, trying to feel out the track and see what the car is actually going to do before they get too racy. Right now, everybody's single file all the way around Chicagoland Speedway, nose to tail. No one's looking out of line right now, just going to follow the leader, and we're going to have a giant conga line, and before long, we're going to have some fun racing starting right now. Actually, here we go. We've got a couple of drivers getting a little antsy back there. Looks
all
like the Coleman car.
Yeah, all the action right now around 19th and 20th. Anthony Calantoni in the 84. Richard Swavely in the 32. You got Tyler Dalton in the 19. They're all battling very hard to get inside the top 20 here early on. A couple of out of character qualifiers back here near the back of the pack. It's interesting to see as we'll see these guys try to move through the field throughout the night. But these guys are starting to battle a little bit harder for this 20th position. You got right behind them Richard Sudeth in the 59. He wants to come up there and try to pass these guys, get inside the top 20.
Yeah, he's trying to make some moves. He's sitting behind a couple drivers in front of him. The 19 up in front of him. Tyler Dalton's up there right in front of him. And I'm sure he'd like to try to make a move around him, but he's being blocked by the 32 right there and holding that preferred groove down there in the bottom. So he's got to get around Swavely as well. So Dalton and Swavely are holding up that 59 of Richard Suda. Suda's going to go up. Well, we got one car behind him. Who is that all the way down the bottom of the track? Really sure who that was.
I'm not
82.
Sure.
It's 82. Anthony Monroe.
Anthony Monroe in the 82. There's some damage on the back of the number 32 of Richard Swavely. I'll see if I can find out what happened there through some of our resources. But at the moment, it doesn't look like I have any idea why there was some contact with somebody. But somebody out there
could have happened on the start.
Somebody has some front end damage, and I'll figure out who that is, and we'll figure it out. It could have happened on the start. We're going to go back really quick and look And the number 32, Richard Swavely here on the restart. Oh. Wait.
Oh. You're watching the Ghostfire Media broadcast of the Sim500 Sharue Diecast race from Chicagoland Speedway.
World. Okay, let's try that again. All right, that was interesting. All right, so here's Richard Swavely. He is one of the drivers who I think might have lit the tires up on the start. Oh, no, it was in front of him, and he got pounded in the rear end by the 84. It was in front of them on that restart where the action started.
The 3 did not get going. That's who that was. So the number 3 of Jeff Ryan.
Okay, why is... There we go.
One guy in the move back there is at the 22. It looks like the 22 of Michael Vertis is really making some moves with those Converse on the car. And he's passed a couple cars moving up.
As we keep an eye right now on all of that, we're going to pick back up with our leaders here. See what's happening up at the front of the pack. Daniel Falkenham being reeled in just a little bit by Robert Gillenwater in the number 4. Robert Gillenwater looks like he has decided that he wants to try to make a move for the lead maybe. But right behind him, you got John Ellenberg in 3rd, Bentley Glazier in 4th, Kevin Brown in 5th. Just a reminder, folks, that all of tonight's broadcast is brought to you commercial-free by the Sharue Diecast Company. Sharue Diecast is the one-stop specialty shop for you and your diecast desires. Rare and hard-to-find items are available at Sharue. Surprise the diecast enthusiast in your life with a rare find or treat yourself to something unique. Don't forget, folks, Christmas just passed, but guess what? There's always a time for a diecast lover in your household to get one of those beautiful diecasts. There's, let's see. What holiday's coming up, Randy Pepper? We got... Diecast Lovers Day, which is every day of the year. And you got Valentine's Day, anniversaries,
St. Patrick's Day,
birthdays, St. Patrick's Day. There's got to be like some form of other holiday that I'm missing that I don't know about. So there's plenty of reasons to get your loved one or just a best friend, even a friend, an acquaintance, somebody you know that likes diecast. Go out there, buy one of them. Make sure you do it from Sharue Diecast. You know why, Randy? Sharue Diecast is located in the heart of West Texas, and they are positioned to offer excellent deals on shipping from border to border and coast to coast. So don't forget, pre-orders are available at no cost to you until the goods arrive. That is something Sharue does that not a lot of other diecast companies do. There are a few of them that help you with that, but a lot of them, you pay when you order it. It doesn't matter if it's a pre-order. You pay when you order it. With Sharue, you pay when the goods arrive at your household. So you visit SharueDiecast.com today. That is SharueDiecast.com today to get your loved one, best friend, family member, acquaintance, neighbor, dog, a diecast. Don't be that guy who doesn't get it for somebody that loves diecast and they know that you know about it and you don't get it for them, they'll be mad at you.
Do you know what is hot now in diecast? I found this out.
Jeff Gordon from the 90s.
You're not far off, actually. Vintage, classic cars from the 80s and 90s are the hot thing right now.
Yeah, I tried to buy a couple weeks ago. I was trying to get myself a 97 Gordon Bristol car. It was a raced version. That didn't go through. The guy wanted $500. I wasn't paying that.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the only car from 94 from the Jeff Gordon collection that I don't have. And it's going to stay that way until I find one that doesn't cost a week's pay.
I have something you might like. I have.
You going to charge me a week's pay?
No, I'm not. I actually have a 93 Brickyard. Or is it? Yeah, 93. I think it's a 93 Brickyard Jeff Gordon.
We're going to battle for second here beginning. Robert Gillenwater slid up the track there. I thought John Ellenberg was going to go under the on the side of him.
He didn't know.
He decided not to. Only 16 laps in. You're a little early to be making crazy moves. If you're sitting in third, you're kind of like, just don't let the leader get out there too far. If the guy in second starts holding you up a little bit too much, then you fly on by him. But until that point begins, until you start feeling like the guy in front of you is impeding your progress to stay with the leader, just sit where you are comfortably and don't destroy your car. It's a long race.
absolutely. There's a lot of laps to be had tonight. I mean, you got a lot. So you want to, you got 100 laps. We're only 16 laps into this race. So you still got a lot of time to think about what you're going to do later on in the race. We talked about gas could be, somebody's, thing that they want to try later on in the race. Tires are definitely going to start playing a factor here. I mean, we're already 17 laps in. I'm sure some of these drivers are actually feeling a little right front, getting a little hot. As we see a pass here, the number 18 getting around. Is that, yeah, that is 8. Why am I seeing an 18 car?
The 18 is sitting in 4th. He's making a move on the 77 as we speak.
I'm not showing it on my... Oh, there it is. Bentley Glazer. Yeah. Okay. That was my fault. Wasn't showing up on my screen. Having a couple technical difficulties for some reason tonight, but doesn't work. No worries.
You're not the only one.
All right, we'll get it figured out sooner or later as we watch the 4 of Robert Gillenwater start to pull away from 3rd place. John Ellenberg. Ellenberg back there with a truck full of Kevin DeBrown and Bentley Glazer. Glazer's back there, and Bentley Glazer's got Jimmy Coleman all over the back of him. So you got about 4 cars getting a little racing back there behind the 4 of Gillenwater, as Gillenwater is just watching the Daniel Falkenham. His car is getting smaller and smaller. Here we go. Here's a pass for 3rd. It looks like the 93 Kevin DeBrown gets all the way to the bottom of the track, trying to get something down there to get around John Ellenberg. Ellenberg trying to hold him off as he's drifting high. And those tires, I think they are starting to show their ugly head. But he gets a good run off the track, and as he lost that, Kevin DeBrown is now having the chase of his life from Bentley Glazer. Getting racy back there. Those 4 guys have got some of the best racing of all on the track right now. As now it looks like the Bentley Glazer car back there is fielding Kevin DeBrown on the back of his bumper again. And DeBrown has got that car of Jimmy Coleman back there, that 54, trying to find some momentum to get around both of them. 21 laps down here at Chicagoland Speedway. Ghost Fire Media Company doing the broadcast tonight. Myself, Randy Pepper, and Nick Adams. Nick, you got some issues going there, buddy?
Yeah, we do. Give me 1 second.
All right, you're all good. It's all good. All right. The track right now is fairly active for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I think we're off, aren't we?
No, we're still on. You're off.
I'm off?
Yeah. Trying to figure out why this is doing this. Give me 1 second, folks. I know what the problem is. Randy, we're radio style for a second.
All right, radio style. Leader right now is Daniel Falkingham. Falkingham leads by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 car leads over Robert Gillingham. There's another 3 back to John Ellenberg. Ellenberg's got a truck full of the Kevin DeBrown car. Kevin DeBrown looks to the inside, finds nothing there. He'll have to tuck him back behind him. There's another 2 back to the 18 of Bentley Glazer, who's trying to get onto the back bumper, that 93. He closes up just a bit and just says that. Here comes the Kevin DeBrown car. He's looking once again down to the bottom of the 77. The 77, John Ellenberg. He'll have to tuck back in. And we got a hornet's nest behind them. Everyone behind Bentley Glazer, Chad Coleman, Jimmy Coleman, Scott Smiley, and Glenn Campbell. They're all running nose to tail out here at Chicagoland Speedway.
We apologize for the technical difficulties here tonight early on in this race, but we have them fixed, and we should be good for the remainder of the evening. Looks like the 52. Is it the 52? 54, I apologize.
Jimmy Coleman.
Got a little loose out of 4, almost tapped that wall. He's now to the inside of the 18. Bentley Glazier definitely experiencing some tire wear. He's fallen back quickly. He was sitting in 3rd for most of the early part of this run, all the way back to now 7th, battling for 6th now as he gets that position back on the outside. He's going to put his nose on the back bumper of the number 38. That NOS-sponsored Chevy Camaro. He's looking to try to make a move on the number 38 of Chad Coleman for 5th.
26 laps down. We should see pit stops probably around lap 40, I believe. Somewhere in that range. The guys will definitely start thinking about it around lap 40. They may not happen right then, but they're definitely going to be thinking about it. That's when you're definitely... I'm sure a lot of these guys right now are definitely feeling that right tire. It's probably screaming for some of these guys that are over-running the tire right now. Like the 38, we're looking at 38, Chad Coleman, who's on the move, probably showing that he saved his tires a little earlier on in the race, but as he gets closer to the front of the field, he's probably going to burn that tire up as well. They're single file besides until you get back there to Bentley Glazier. Glazier back there, and that 18 is the only one that's falling out of line because we can tell his car has got some tire issues for sure. We can see it. The car is just not handling the same. It's starting to drift up. Unless he gets right on the back of another car, which he can take that arrow and push it to where it needs to be. If he's not behind somebody, the car drifts up just like it is right now.
Yeah, he's struggling big time. He is definitely struggling big time. But right now, the man on a mission, the man who's not struggling with tire wear, or at least he's not letting it affect him, is the number 39, Daniel Falkingham. Daniel Falkingham already has 2 wins on the season. Daniel
checking out.
Daniel won at the Rock and he won at Nashville. This will be the 3rd different type of racetrack that he's won at. Because I don't think the Rock and Nashville are the same, and I don't think either of them are the same here in Chicagoland.
Agree with you. I don't think it is either.
That's my opinion. I think they're all different. I really do think those are all different racetracks.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Some people will say that the Rock and Nashville kind of alike. I don't think so. They're concrete jungles, but different circumstances. But that battle for 3rd continues to heat up. Now John Ellenberg, he has Chad Coleman in the 38 all over him. Kevin DeBrown got around Bentley Glazier here just a lap ago. We have drivers hitting the pits, and Anthony Calantoni and Michael Varadis.
Earlier than I anticipated. I thought around lap 40.
Definitely earlier than I thought they would be pitting.
Yeah.
That I agree with.
As they make their way down the back, Brandt straightaway. Rick Brandt would be very happy that his Brandt is being plastered still in at least iRacing.
I don't think, is Brandt even at racetracks anymore? I don't think it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they're all over the 7. They're all over the 7.
Yeah,
the 7
and all the
Allgaier.
Allgaier. Actually, all of the junior motorsports cars have the Brandt logo somewhere on the car.
Hey, you can thank Dale Jr. and his impeccable negotiation skills.
I think you have to thank Kelly Earnhardt.
Well, yeah, they had a rough Christmas as well and a rough New Year's. Our thoughts, prayers, and well wishes go out to the Earnhardt family as the matriarch of the Earnhardt family passed away right before, on Christmas Day, actually. So the end of 2021 was not a good one for a lot of people, it seems.
No, Kelly and them have had a little rough time. They back in, I remember 2000, I believe it was 2018. They had just lost a family member when we were at Dover, and she was having a hard time. So we brought her up on stage and had her sing some music with us. So that made her get her mind off of things. So, but right now it's Falkingham just running away from the field, 1.64 seconds. I mean, he is checking out. I mean,
and there's nothing you can say about him.
No, he's gone.
He's just so talented, and he just shows it every week, and it's a constant thing. And it's it's not Joseph Kazi domination, because I think the field's a little closer here, but it's very impressive to see him doing this to 28 other superstars, in my opinion, on the racetrack.
Absolutely. Now we have to think about when do we think he will pit?
I think if you can, you try to split this into one. I don't know if you can. I don't know if they have enough fuel. But if you could, I would say split it at lap like 50 if you can make it to 50. Or as close to 50 as you can get.
I don't think we can get that far. I think my calculations actually were around 46. So it's close, but not quite 50.
Yeah, you'd have to stretch the final 54. I mean, if you have to pit a second time, I would actually split this into thirds then. I would pit now and then pit around lap 70 and have fresher tires than everybody on the track for a majority of the run. Because if everybody's trying to push it, and then if that last run, if they're trying to push it all the way to where they're running out of fuel, and then they come in and get a splash and go, you want to have those fresher tires in them. So I would say I would split it into thirds. I'd pit like right about now, and then pit around lap 70 again.
So about where I thought they should pit, but we'll see. I don't know. We see some guys have already pitted early, starting around lap 31. And we'll just have to wait and see where Foggingham, Gillenwater,
we do have
Coleman.
Somebody in the pits right now.
Yeah, we've got a couple guys went in.
Number 21. No, I'm sorry, not the number 21. The number 14, Joey Gattina. Joey Gattina's in the pits right now. Keep an eye on if anybody else jumps down in there this time by. Looks like right now it'll just be Joey Gattina. Joey, 4 tires and fuels. He's going to cycle out in 26th at the moment. That'll probably be right around the outside of the top 10, probably about 13th, 14th maybe, depending on how this changeover period works for some of these guys.
As we anxiously await to see what Foggingham is going to do, him and Gillenwater. Those two, the two guys are actually the two guys to watch right now. Although Coleman has definitely turned up the pace in that 38.
Yeah,
I'd love
Chad
to see
Coleman,
what he could do without him.
He's my sleeper pick right now. The way he's just been able to slowly move through the field and make this car, well, not move through the field, but slowly move closer and closer and closer to Robert Gillenwater as the laps go on. He's just made me think a little bit more. Falkenham's really starting to drop these guys. He's up to 1.9 seconds now. But Coleman's reeling in Robert Gillenwater. He's taken about a 1/10 of a second off of them the last couple of laps. He continues to be about a 1/10 faster per lap. So at the moment, I mean, Chad Coleman, if this race goes green, strategy is going to play a huge part into this. And I think it's going to be whoever pits first here within the top 5 might be the guy who can really kind of control the second half of this race. Because I think the tire changeover period is going to be that important because it's about 2 seconds a lap. And
he started actually 9th on the grid. So he's the only guy out of all these guys that actually had to pass somebody to get where they are right now. I mean, besides some guys farther back, like, Tyler Dalton who started 25th, is now running 13th, who he had to pass quite a few cars. But of the top 3 right now, Foggingham didn't have to pass him, and Robert Gillenwater didn't have to pass him.
They had nice.
Chad Coleman did.
They had nice, clean getaways from the start.
Yep.
So they're definitely, I would say, in a better mood. We're going to go on board with Chad Coleman for a lap here. Chad Coleman, the number 38, Chevy Camaro here from NOS Energy Drink. Down the backstretch, past that Brandt wall on your outside. You can see from his roof cam, you can see John Ellenberg about half a second back. On the exit of 4, it's just right now, it's not really, there's a lot of time off throttle around this racetrack as these tires get older and older. You see John Ellenberg from the front end of his machine. This camera brought to you by the Guitar Addict as well.
That's right, theguitaraddict.com for all your guitar needs. located in Daytona Beach.
Do you want to know what survived the break?
The Josh cam?
The Guitar Addict drone cam.
Oh!
This is the Ghostfire Media drone cam, powered by the Guitar Addict. If you guys didn't know about this camera, we have actually purchased 22 of them. Over the short time we've been using it, we've purchased 22 of these cameras. We originally purchased one. The first race we used it at was a Texas race. And a nice spectator thought we were the government and shot it down. And then we used it again at an Atlanta race. Another nice gentleman thought we were the government. Shot it down. As you can see where this is going. But this camera... Wait, hold on. I'm getting a notification from our producer in my ear. Bad news, Randy Pepper.
What's that?
This is a brand new camera.
Oh.
We had to buy another one. Apparently, the other one we had for before Christmas, it disappeared. Somebody took it home with them and never brought it back.
You know.
Now it's 23.
I know who stole it. I know where it went.
Who has it? I think it's Josh.
That new kid. That new kid we had for one day.
That intern?
The intern,
the
yeah.
intern that we saw stealing tires.
Yep.
Joey Gattina is in the pits right now.
Wasn't he in already? He's already been in once.
He has. Now it looks like he's getting some damage repaired, or maybe he has some damage on the right front. I'm not sure. I don't know where it came from. I don't have anything from him hitting the wall, so I'll have to maybe get with him after the race, see what happened to him this week, and
somebody came down on him.
that might be what happened. I mean, he might have hit the wall too. Anything's a possibility.
I tell you, the talking about drone cams. There was a drone in New Orleans that was flying over the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve. They did it on a steamboat, and unfortunately, they didn't enjoy somebody flying their drone over the broadcast. So they, needless to say, they got rid of it.
Did they shoot it down?
It went down somehow. I'm not sure how it went down, but it did go down.
It was an EMP. The government unleashed an EMP. We got a battle right here. E.J. O'Rourke, the 3-car with fresh tires on the outside of him. It's not a battle for position. It's just a battle for track. Jeff Ryan with fresh tires. He's trying to get his lap back here. Trying to make himself known. Man alive.
Yeah, you can move really fast when you got some tires, but it's just a matter how
There's
long
Kevin
you
England
can move.
to the inside of the 41. E.J. O'Rourke, he's got him coming from all directions.
Ooh, he drifts way high. And 41 got way out of the
they made it
groove.
to lap
He's still
50.
loose. Lap 50.
Yep.
I'm shocked
It's a
at that.
one pit stop race.
Wow.
I did not see that one coming.
Me neither.
Apparently, neither did a lot of these guys who pit on lap 38.
Wow.
You take a look at the leader, Daniel Falkenham. He's making his way around the number 04. The number 04, the classic GM Goodwrench machine from Doug Sigmund driving. You know, I always thought when I was a kid that Dale Earnhardt Sr. drove that machine. I was very, very wrong. It was a Kevin Harvick scheme.
Yes, it was.
When I was like 5 or 6. So hold on, I'm trying to think. Earnhardt, no, I was 6 when I was like in my 11 or 12. I always thought that was a senior scheme that Kevin Harvick was just reviving for a race here and there just to have. Nope, that is a Kevin Harvick all the way. He actually had a hand in designing that scheme. And
what was the red car that Earnhardt actually did run?
Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola, the Polar Bear one.
Which other one? There's one more.
He had a rainbow car.
Yep, but that's not a red car.
He had a rainbow car that he didn't quite like.
Yeah.
He didn't want to wear the fire suit. There was a fire suit made for that car, and he completely refused to wear it. He told Richard Childress, I'm not wearing it. You can fire me if you want, but I'm not wearing it.
I'm sure RC loved that. So, no, there was another red car. It was a Tasmanian Devil car.
Oh, that's right, the Tasmanian Devil.
One of my favorite cars. I love that car.
You know what I liked? I liked the matching cars him and Junior drove when they went over to Japan.
Oh, yeah. Well, they did the Coke cars together, too.
Yep. But
they were different colors.
He threw a shoe at Junior in the hauler. I've told this story before, I believe.
Yes, you have.
Sometimes I get old, okay?
I do the same thing. Don't worry.
All right, we have our first pit stop inside the top 10. Kevin DeBrown is in. Number 93. Let's see how long he loses on pit road. Kevin DeBrown had fallen all the way back to 8th. He was 8th when he entered the pits here. Keep an eye on him, see how long it takes him. Right now, this would be the worst
Yellow
time.
Water's coming in, too.
Here they come. Top 5, top 10. Brian Macklin looks like he's in. No, I'm sorry. Daniel Falkenham is in. Robert Gillenwater is in. Jimmy Coleman is in.
The 55 laps it took for them to pit. 55 laps.
DeBrown with a 42-second on and off pit road time. Let's see if oh, we almost hit contact for the leader on pit road. Wow.
Great evasive move.
Good evasive move by Daniel Falkenham. That could have been absolutely tragic. Brian Macklin is in. No, wait, no, he's not. Never mind. Charles Woods is in. Andrew Lutz is in. Daniel Falkenham. How much time was he on pit road for? It was 41.28 seconds. So he's going to gain about a second on that lap on Kevin DeBrown because of that pit in and pit out. So Kevin DeBrown's going to fall even further back from our leader. Our leader entering 4. You see Kevin DeBrown there now down the backstretch, now entering 3. So Falkenham's going to easily cycle back in to be the leader. Brian Macklin coming down pit road. Chad Coleman, Bentley Glazier, Scott Simley. All 4 of them are in pit lane. We jump back to our leader, Daniel Falkenham. Right behind him, about an 8/10 of a second, Mike Kelly in the number 2. The Verizon Wireless Ford Mustang. Pit strategy has put him into the opportunity to win this race.
And Kelly's always somewhere near the front. He always seems to be there towards the end.
He was nowhere, though, for the longest time tonight.
Exactly, he was, but now he is, and we're getting to see that number 2 once again up towards the front of the pack. Can he hang on for the rest of the race?
Robert Gillenwater had an awful pit lane cycle there. He ended up 5th right now. He lost 2 spots. 3 spots. He came in 2nd, leaves the pits in 5th. Awful pit lane cycle for Robert Gillenwater there in the number 4.
We got Ellenberg and O'Rourke in there as well up front. I don't know where they came from either.
I'm going to confirm what I am seeing here. Because it doesn't see. They all got 4 tires, but there are some pit lane times that don't make sense, that are just not feasible. So, I think it was just getting tires at the right time. Maybe might have helped these guys. O'Rourke came in 2 laps before Gillenwater. Ellenberg came in a lap before Gillenwater. Mike Kelly came in 3 laps before him. So the undercut was powerful here, and it was so powerful that it knocked Robert Gillenwater back to 5th. He's going to have fresher tires by 2 laps and 3 laps at the end of this race. I don't know if 1s and 2s is really going to make that big of a difference at the end, though.
Yeah, who knows? I don't. I'm watching that, and I'm also seeing how far Coleman fell back. Coleman's running back in 8th now, and he was running 3rd. So these undercuts are paying off for some people right now, but as we get farther and farther into this race, they may not pay off. One guy that's not going to have anything to worry about is Falkingham. Falkingham can do no wrong right now. 1.66 seconds out in front of 2nd place. Kelly, who's back there, running around, he's got a comfortable 2nd place right now.
Yeah, he's got about a second and a half right now on John Ellenberg, who sits in third in the number 77. That beautiful Dollar General machine brings back all the memories of all the great Dollar General paint schemes. There's been a lot of them over the years, but the most, I'd say the most famous one was on the number 38, when Jason Leffler drove it.
That one, and also I believe 17 actually had it on there as well.
Oh, yeah, not Kenseth. It was Stenhouse.
Yeah, Stenhouse had it, but it was on that car.
Kenseth had those colors, but that was DeWalt.
Yes. But you know what? Have you noticed something? That ever since Dollar General kind of dropped out of the sport, more and more Dollar Generals have been built everywhere.
Well, I think those things, they reproduce on their own.
They're like rabbits.
I think they are.
Every
They just
corner.
reproduce on their own. When you go inside of a Dollar General, there's another Dollar General inside that Dollar General. It's Inception.
Being built.
Hey, it's Inception.
Yeah.
But folks, we want to thank you for watching us so far tonight. 63 laps into this beautiful race here at the
Chicagoland Speedway.
What do I call it? I don't call it the Beautiful because it's not the Beautiful.
The egg-shaped dog.
The egg-shaped.
As Blackjack Mulligan used to call it, the egg-sucking dog.
The egg-shaped piece of junk. I just kicked my dog in the head. Sorry, Gabby. I'm sorry, honey.
Poor dog.
Okay?
No, I'm not okay. You just kicked me in the head.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling, what's that? ASSSP and what are they called?
Shut up, you.
Sarah McLaughlin's like a meteor
shut up, you.
Only 39 cents you can save another dog.
An angel. Oh, God, that's out there on the internet forever now. Oh, God. Anyway.
Randy Pepper brings the worst out in everybody.
He does. Anyway. Live, non-stop action, commercial-free tonight, brought to you by Sharue Diecast here in the Sim500 Esports Racing League, the premier Xfinity series of iRacing. The Sharue Diecast is the one-stop specialty shop for your diecast desires. Rare and hard-to-find items are available at Sharue. Surprise the diecast enthusiasts in your life with a rare find to treat yourself to something unique. Randy Pepper, there is a die-cast for everything nowadays. Back in the day, it was just NASCAR's Robert Gillenwater makes a move on John Ellenberg, but there was just a die-cast back in the days for, like, NASCARs. But now you can get them for Formula One cars, you can get them for motorbikes, you can get them for dragsters, the funny cars, straight-up dragsters, you can get drag bikes. All sorts of die-casts. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of die-casts. There's 164 there's like 124 Monster Jam trucks now that are super high quality. Check out Sharue Diecast. You can see all the different types of die-casts they offer. And, shipping is an easy and fast solution. They're located in the heart of West Texas, and they're positioned to offer excellent deals on shipping from border to border and coast to coast. Pre-orders are available at no cost to you until the goods arrive. Again, I said this earlier, not a lot of companies do that. A lot of the time you have to pay for it up front and hope it gets there within the time they said. Not with Sharue. With Sharue, you pay for it when it comes out and it comes to your house. Kevin DeBrown moves into 5th place ahead of E.J. O'Rourke. You saw at the top of your screen on the exit of 4, he got a nice run. To begin your collection or increase your collection, or get that diecast for the love of your life, a friend, a neighbor, a dog, a cat, a Randy Pepper or a Nick Adams. We're always accepting new diecasts. We're always accepting new friends. Visit SharueDiecast.com today to begin your love for diecasts. That is SharueDiecast.com. SharueDiecast.com today to begin or continue your collection of some of the most beautiful and prestigious things you can own, a diecast.
And by the way, speaking of that, if you did not get on the list to get your Kyle Larson sprint car, make sure you get your name on there because it's one of the hottest items coming out right now. It's being released this month. Kyle Larson sprint car is coming too. real life, and you want to be on the list at Sharue Diecast to get that one.
No, you know what I want? I want the Alex Bowman one.
Well, it seems like everybody wants that Kyle Larson sprint car, so which is cool.
If you're a dirt late model fan, at Sharue Diecast right now for the nice price of $99.95. It's officially licensed dirt late model product. It's an ADC diecast. It's a diecast body and plastic chassis, limited edition and manufacturer specific body, and it's numbered. The Chase Elliott Adrenaline Shock 124 dirt late model diecast right now on SharueDiecast.com. Get them while they last.
Absolutely. And there was an interesting fact that the Kyle Larson's car, this championship NASCAR car, did not sell as many as Chase Elliott's championship car.
Well, people are still angry at Kyle Larson.
True. That's true. They're probably still a little...
They're still, like, kind of getting over everything that happened. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against the guy forever, but I understand. But right now on Sharue Diecast, there's a bunch of 2022 diecasts available for pre-order and order today. You can get Chase Briscoe's Mahindra 124, Chris Buescher's Fastenal 124, Christopher Bell's DeWalt 124, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Hellman's Fridge Hunters Fan Vote 124. You can also get a autographed Dale Jr. Hellman's Fridge Hunters Fan Vote, a Harrison Burton Motorcraft machine, a Chase Elliott test car, a Justin Allgaier Unilever military machine, Kevin Harvick's gear wrench car, Martin Truex Jr.'s Bass Pro Shops machine, or Noah Gragson's Bass Pro Shops True Timber Black Rifle Coffee diecast, and those are all officially licensed 2022s, and they are all expected to be in June 2022. That's when they are expected to be shipped. They're all subject to change, though, as COVID-19 continues to change the world. It also affects diecasts and when they ship and when they get here.
Yeah, everything's going to be at least pushed out, maybe.
I waited a year for a very special diecast. I ordered... Actually, it was a year and a half ago now, and it still hasn't gotten here. I ordered a Jeff Gordon 1997 Bristol car, and it was a color chrome, and it was from a company that I no longer order diecasts from because of the way they perform their customer service. But it was the only place I could find it. I ordered it, and due to COVID, they laid off like half of their staff, and they didn't bring them back.
Wow.
So here I am a year and a half later waiting for a signed Jeff Gordon diecast to get here, and no communication.
Wow.
That's why I order from Sharue now.
That's right, Sharue.
We have 25 laps to go here at the Chicagoland Speedway in the Sim500 Sharue Diecast Premier Xfinity Series here on the Ghostfire Media Network. If you're just joining us now, caution free. 76 laps down. I'm Nicky Adams. That guy over there with the long mullet-looking thing on the top of his head.
Not a mullet,
that's Randy Pepper. Randy Pepper has more stories than God himself about NASCAR enthusiasts and NASCAR people. But we're not going to talk about that right now. What we're going to talk about is this insane battle that is beginning for fifth. Kevin DeBrown trying to hold off Chad Coleman. They have even tires. Chad Coleman's going to push him up the track a little bit. He threw it off into three. Now DeBrown's going to have to play a little bit of stop and go there, trying to not let John Ellenberg by, trying to not lose another spot to E.J. O'Rourke either. He doesn't want to go from from fourth to seventh there. He'd like to sit in the top five. He'd definitely like to get back past Chad Coleman. We'll keep an eye on that. There's a battle for 10th beginning here. 9th and 10th, that battle between Bentley Glazier and the other Verizon wireless machine of Scott Simley, sitting in 10th right now. The number 12 Ford Mustang. It's the retro, the reversed scheme. Mike Kelly's number 2. It's black and white instead of white and black. Pretty nice. You can tell they're teammates. Tyler
Absolutely.
Dalton sitting on the outside of the top 10, currently sitting in 11th. And it looks like Joey Yatina is out of this race. I'm not sure what happened to him. Whatever
he could
it
have went
was.
so many laps down. After that little problem, maybe he just said, I'm not going to be able to do anything. These guys are going green the whole entire race. There's no way to get a lap back. You never know. One guy that did get past that we kind of missed was Kelly. Kelly got passed by Gillenwater. So Gillenwater now is running second. And
Oh, yes, I
Coleman catch Kelly?
apologize. That was happening when I was doing my read.
Your read. Yes, it did happen then. So can Coleman catch Kelly? What do you think here?
I don't know. There's 20 laps to go. It's less than a second, but it's not like it's shrinking every lap by a ton. They're getting closer and closer in lap times. Let's see. Let's look here. Oh my. Oh my. Let's hold on. What is wrong with this? There we go.
Yeah, just catching him. He's definitely catching
Yeah, he's
him.
now up to 0.6 of a second. I think he's going to get there. I would say he's going to get there. I mean, we look at his. That's not what I want to look at.
When you see him on, if you're watching him on the track, you just watch it from an eye, from your eyes. You can definitely see that he's gaining on him, ever so slightly. And I think after he passes the slower car now, he will get around him. He's got one car in front of him, and that is
That
Kelly.
is Mike Kelly. So this could get interesting.
18 laps remaining here at Chicagoland Speedway. Let's just say this: it's been Daniel Falkingham since the very beginning.
Whoa, we got a
of the race.
car
Whoa.
sideways.
Yeah, who was that? Was that the?
Oh, I don't know
Let's
whose
see who
paint
they just
scheme
passed.
that was. Paul Crumry and the number 15. Big loose on the exit of turn 4. We'll take a look at it right here. Right there, just big loose in the exit of 4. He's able to save it, got off the throttle, brought it back under control, was able to stay going. No caution, we stay green.
He also inherits my my award that I always give anybody that gets into the grass. He has now become the new groundskeeper here at Chicagoland Speedway.
There you go. There you go.
Mowing the grass.
Humpy Wheeler wouldn't be happy if this was Charlotte. You ruined my grass.
I told you the story about Mark Martin's son at Daytona, did I?
Yes.
Yeah, they weren't real happy with him either in the grass either.
There's actually an interesting story that I was told about Humpy Wheeler. So Dale Earnhardt Sr. goes and wins at Charlotte. Dale Earnhardt Sr. wasn't known for doing a lot of burnouts, but he did some. He didn't do a lot. He never burned it down, except when he won the 500. He really burned it down then. But he won the Coke 600, and he was really happy. He had a rough day. He was able to fight back and win the race. I think it was a Coke 600. It was at Charlotte. I don't remember if it was a Coke 600. I know it was at Charlotte. And he comes around after the finish, comes around on his cool down lap, comes around the start finish line. He does one burnout on the tar. Then he throws it off in the grass. He proceeds to tear the grass up and do figure eights in the grass because he's so excited. When you pull into victory lane, normally the first person you see is your crew chief or your car owner. You know who the first person was in the window net?
His wife?
No, Humpy Wheeler was the first person in that window net.
Huh.
He looked at Dale and he said, "You tore my damn grass up. What are you going to do about it?" Nothing. I won the race. That's what you have a grounds crew for. Well, that's not going to fly. Dale Earnhardt said, I'll be here on Monday. Dale Earnhardt sent a crew of people on Monday to fix the grass.
I can see him doing that.
Sent a crew of people on Monday to fix the grass. He shows up. Humpy Wheeler comes walking down. I thought you said you'd be here. He goes, I said I'd be here, but I never said I was going to fix it.
Yeah, that's funny.
A funny little story about Dale Earnhardt to pass the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we've only got a handful of laps left in this race. I mean, it has gone by 12 laps remaining. We're still waiting to see if Coleman can actually catch Kelly, because that's really the only race that's any significance right now.
You say that. Robert Gillenwater's going to run out of time, but he is catching.
He's catching, but I don't think he has enough time.
He's got 11 laps to get 4.5 seconds. He's gaining a tenth a second. He'd need 40 laps to catch him. It's interesting to see him putting it on and catching him now. But
how much is that from Falkingham trying to save the tires?
Well, he might be saying that there's a caution. Do I want to pit? Do I want to stay out? If there is, I got a 5-second lead right now. I can save tires. There's a plethora of things that could be going through the mind of the number 39, the soon-to-be 3-time winner, I believe, this season, if he can get this done. But Robert Gillenwater just has one goal now, to go up there and drive his heart out and try to win this race. He started second. He'd like to finish one better than he started.
And you can see some of the lap cars who pitted are now catching the leaders. Like the number 3 is now up there making some rounds around the 4th and 3rd place car. One thing you don't want to see is like these lappers who are faster because they got new tires come out here and wreck the leaders. It could happen. We've seen it happen before. And number 3 is Jeff Ryan, by the way. Ryan made short work of these guys. Now he'll set his sight trying to get around the Gillenwater car, and that's going to probably slow up Gillenwater and his momentum trying to catch Falkingham. Eight laps remaining here at Chicagoland. It's been a show of Falkingham. All Falkingham from the start, and it looks like it's going to be all Falkingham to the finish. As we watch Mike Kelly, and it looks like he has equalized his spot where Coleman is not gaining hardly anything on him now. So that dream of Coleman maybe catching Mike Kelly is probably going out the window now. So these guys are going to settle in, try to nurse the cars home, and finish the best they can tonight. As Falkingham just runs away 3.78 seconds ahead of Gillenwater. He can do no wrong tonight. None. It's just been on autopilot since the drop of the green flag. Takes the car to the very bottom of the track, even touches the bottom line where you really don't want to try to flirt with that line, but it's Daniel Falkingham. It doesn't matter. He's a beast. He's an alien. He's a one of a kind.
He definitely is just on a whole nother level.
4 laps remaining here in the race. Falkingham, bottom of the track. Let's go drift just just enough towards the wall, not all the way up to the wall. Wants to make sure it's away from the wall far enough to where he doesn't sustain any damage at all. Doesn't even want to flirt with it. Come off there. Ooh, he's sliding now. He's drifting a little bit, looking like the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Let me say that again.
Want to try that again?
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. The worst of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. There was 12 of them. There was like 7 bad ones.
Yeah, that's
the only good one was the first one.
Yeah.
No, the second one was pretty good.
Second one was.
Hobbs and Shaw is good.
I think the Tokyo Drift was the second one, wasn't it?
No, that was the third one, I think. I don't remember. I just know that out of the 7 or 9, whatever, what are they on, 10 now? Out of the 10 of them, whatever it is, there's only one good one.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Falkingham is going to run around this track. He's got 2 laps remaining to make his way around the Chicagoland Speedway.
Yes, he does.
And collect his trophy once again here in the Sim500 League.
A little bit of a wiggle out of turn 4 there for the number 39. Let's go on board our leader.
Final lap.
He leads pretty much all of the laps tonight.
Man, look at him fighting that wheel, though.
Yeah, he's very loose on the exit of Xfinity.
Oh, yeah.
The Xfinity car is miles harder to drive than the current Cup Series car. See how loose he is into turn 3 and 4. Now look at that wheel. Left, right, left, right. And 2 weeks off. But the finish is the same as the start. And it's the same result as 2 weeks ago. Daniel Falkingham gets his 3rd win of the season at the 3rd different type of track. He's going to win here at Chicagoland.
Unbelievable performance. A spanking, as you would say, of the rest of the drivers.
Yeah, other than being under pit stops, Daniel Falkingham was able to lead every single lap here tonight. And that's
he didn't
just
even have
impressive.
to pass anybody.
Nah, he definitely put in a lot of effort tonight, but heck of a win by the number 39. Awesome job, and to everybody in the top in this field tonight, fantastic job to go 100 laps around Chicagoland and not have any cautions.
Yeah, unbelievable. Great job by all the drivers.
I don't know what these 3 are doing.
I think Falkingham said he had free beer. And they were stalking him for that free beer. DeBrown's like right up behind him. Is DeBrown going to wreck him? Oh, they're wrecking. That beautiful looking 39's not looking so pretty anymore. And unofficial results, it says, what was that again? Read that again.
Hold on 1 second. I want to know why the results look like that.
Yeah, I want to know why too.
Okay. Yeah, no, that just ignore those
results.
Ignore those results.
Yeah, your official results was Daniel Falkingham winning the race over Robert Gillingwater. 4th was Mike Kelly. 5th was Chad Coleman. 5th. Actually, 4th was Coleman. 5th was Kevin DeBrown. What? You got different results than I do?
These are all messed up.
Well, I'm reading the right ones. I'm looking at them.
I think our results might be a little... There we go. Mike Kelly was 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. He was 3rd. Chad Coleman was 4th.
There you go.
Kevin DeBrown was 5th.
All right. So we are actually going to go ahead and talk to our 3rd place driver, Mike Kelly, as we look at our winner, Daniel Falkingham, burning it down on the start-finish line. Mike, it's Nick and Randy up in the booth. Get a copy, sir.
Hey, guys. How you doing this evening?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm kind of shocked. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Well, there you go. We come back from a two-week break. You come out here and you have a good night. You finish 3rd. It's a nice 2 races in a row now. You finish 3rd. You're getting that momentum up here throughout the season. How's it feel?
I was feeling good. Came back from the break and whipped off a second place in the Cup, and then got a win last night in the super late models, and now a third. So been on the podium 3 nights. So 2022 is going really good so far. Kind of booked it in qualifying. Figured I was hoping for a top 5 finish, and then after qualifying, it wasn't looking too good, and I thought, well, maybe I can claw up to the top 10, and then green flag all the way. Was only up to 10th, I believe, when I pitted, and I just rolled the dice, and I decided right after we get the bonus points, hit the midpoint, I dove onto pit road, and I don't know if I just kicked butt on that pit sequence or just the timing or a combination of both, but came out in really good shape and just held on to the end.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. I think what it was with the tires, I think it was the undercut, because you did about 4 laps more on that last set of tires. I think the 4 laps you had on everybody in front of you that pitted was enough to give you, because it was like a second and a half a lap was the difference between old tires and new ones. I think that might have been what was able to get you up into the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, I knew the way that the fall off wasn't huge, but when I went back out, boy, the car was really hooked up those first few laps, and I know as soon as I pitted, I saw people starting to come, but I know like Scott Simley, my teammate, he didn't pit till like lap 57, so I knew they were going to be coming at the end, and they were definitely coming, but we hit a spot where it looked like it leveled off. I had a few guys that were running me down, and then got to a point where it just leveled off, and I was like, maybe I was hoping, if anything, if they started to come on me, that I'd get a yellow, and at least I'd pick up all that track position for the restart. But ended up working out real well, even though it went green all the way, which was a really fantastic job by everybody.
Well, there you go. Well, Mike, you have anybody you want to thank before we have you head out?
Yeah, thanks to you guys. Always a great time watching the broadcast. Sharue Diecast for doing the sponsorship to help you guys do that, and everyone at Sim500, the admins. Thanks to Scott Simley, great teammate, and forgot to mention thanks to the smoking hot wife. I forgot her last night, and she said if I did it again, I was grounded. So, got to get that in.
You got to thank the wife, that's for sure, man. Otherwise, you're not going to be doing this for very long.
Not just the wife,
right.
Not just the wife, Randy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
He sounds just like that pastor that did that Xfinity series opening. I gotta thank my smoking hot wife Lisa and my 3 kids, Eli, Emma, and whatever the other one's name. It's Louise. Yeah,
she's actually named Lisa too. So.
Oh, well, there you go. See.
Well, thank you, Lisa. We appreciate it.
Maybe he's the pastor. Maybe Mike Kelly has something to tell us.
Yeah. No, far from it, guys.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike.
Thanks. Have a good one.
All right, we're going to pull up our second place finisher, Robert Gillenwater. Oh, Robert, you got Nick and Randy up in the booth. Get a copy?
Hey, I got you guys.
Oh, good evening, sir. Congratulations on a heck of a second place finish here tonight. How did it feel out there?
Car felt really good. Just I kind of got my right rear a little, just tried to stay with Daniel as close as I could during that first run, and we kind of pulled away a little bit, and that right rear started showing up, so I started trying to save it. Of course, he gapped me, and I was kind of expecting it, but we came in on the pit stop, and I was pretty close, but man, he smoked me coming off a pit road. I lost so much time. I don't know what happened there, and of course, you're not going to run it back down, but just a good run for the 4. We've been unplugged through the whole break, so drove my guts out tonight, but just a good, clean, fun race tonight.
Doesn't feel like running the best you can. You still cannot catch the guy in front of you.
It's frustrating, but like I always say, Daniel's so good, and honestly, all those top 5 guys, Mike, Chad, Kevin DeBrant, anytime you're running with those guys, you're doing good in my book. So I'll take it any day.
Yeah, well, you did a heck of a job, man. So congratulations. You did have to pass some people. Unlike Daniel, you actually had to pass, somebody once you got out of the pit. So good job.
Yeah, and that's where, like I said, I lost some time. I was pretty close, and we came out, and we came through turn 1 on the apron, and he was gone. And I don't know if I had some wheel. I'm going to have to go back and look at it, or just wasn't aggressive. But, I mean, I about fell out of my race seat here when I was like, my God, what happened? But the good run. I mean, we'll take it. Happy with it.
Well, you want to thank anybody for your good
Yeah,
run?
yeah. I want to give a shout out on my sponsor. I don't know why on the broadcast my sponsor's not showing up. My car, but Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Real important to me and my family. Want to give all my Mafia brothers, here tonight, Jimmy and Tyler and Joy and Glenn, and we always work good together. And if I could, I want to give a little extra love tonight. Some possible sponsor things coming up for some guys over at Beast TV. Um, all those guys over there, Larry, Mark, Shelly, Bama, and the Moose, Debbie, and all of them. Just appreciate them so much. May have some pretty cool raps coming up by John Mushton for those guys, and hope it all works out. But just appreciate you guys broadcasting tonight, and can't wait to go back and watch it.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on a great second place finish tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you a lot.
Thank you, sir. Have a good week. We're going to go ahead and pull up our winner, Daniel Falkenham. For the third time this season, Daniel's going to go ahead and bring that puppy home in first place. Daniel, you got Nick and Randy up in the booth. Do you have a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, at first it was Rock. It was the Rockingham Speedway. Then it was the Nashville Super Speedway. And this week it's Chicagoland. In mine and most broadcasters' opinion, that shows that you know how to win at 3 different types of racetracks. That is a heck of a way to start the season in the first 5 races, and that gives you a lot of momentum here early on. So how you feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It always feels good to win, especially against some good drivers like tonight. Definitely race went about as smooth as it could have been. Definitely a fun setup to drive. That's probably the best setup we've had all season so far. Best driving car we've had. It felt nice and free. Car could actually turn through the corner. Had to play with the throttle. Couldn't be fully 100% on exit because it would get loose. Had to save the right rear tire quite a bit. So it was really a lot of fun tonight. I think that definitely played to my strengths. Why I was able to pull a gap so much, be able to win by a big margin. And yeah, Chicago has always been a fun racy track. I've been usually on and off of Chicago, but I generally like Chicagoland. So I felt like I was going to run pretty well tonight, but the setup felt really good tonight too. So have a good setup with a good track with a good driver, I think, or a semi-decent driver. I think you'll have some pretty good results.
Well, I was going to say something like, why are you so Falkingham good? I just don't understand. How come you're so good, man? I called you a beast. I called you an alien. I called you a guy just from another planet. You just dominate this whole thing. I mean, you never had to pass anybody.
Yeah, just pretty much the only really obstacle I had tonight was old Tommy Ryan. Battling with him, put him a lap down. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if you guys caught anything on the broadcast, but he was like running 20th. I thought he'd be running top 5, top 10 easy. But I don't know. I guess he had some sort of issue, and then I guess he gave me right rear damage somehow, and I guess that was killing my car because I just felt way looser than normal. Because when you get damaged, I've noticed with this Xfinity car, the composite bodies don't work like they do in real life. But if you get damage on the right rear, your right rear just like is killed, and you just get insanely loose. So yeah, thankfully I had a big enough margin to compensate that and just bring the thing home. But yeah, that was really my only, I guess, big issue of the night. But thankfully everything all worked out in my favor.
Well, another good run, man. Congratulations on another win in the Sim500 Sharue Diecast League. And we'll see how well you do next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. I don't even know where we go next week, but yeah, I gotta thank First Year Bailoff 207 for all they do, for all their support. Also gotta thank Joe and all the admins who run the show at Sim500. Thanks to Sharue Diecast for sponsoring the series. Thanks to all the drivers who come out and race each and every week. Also, I got to give a special shout out to my new team, North Force Racing, Presty Gilson, and everyone over there for bringing me on. I'll be competing with those guys for the upcoming Road to Pro season, and I'm looking forward to getting to work here pretty soon. So thanks to everyone at North Force. I got to thank all the fans who watch us each and every week. Thanks to everyone in Team Name, Chad Coleman, Kevin Brown, and everyone else, all my good buddies, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting, and thanks to friends and family for all the love and support.
Thank you, man. Good job, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, Mr. Pepper. Let's go down the finishing order really quick. So obviously, Daniel Falkingham brings home his third win on the season. Robert Gillenwater in second, Mike Kelly in third, Chad Coleman fourth, Kevin DeBrown fifth, John Ellenberg sixth, Jimmy Coleman seventh, Bentley Glazier comes home 8th, Scott Simley in 9th, and E.J. O'Rourke rounds out your top 10. Tyler Dalton in 11th, Richard Swavely in 12th, Randy Yoakum in 13th, Glenn Campbell 14th, Charles Woods 15th, Jeff Hollingsworth in 16th, Paul Crumry in 17th, and 18th is going to be Andrew Lutz. And as we move down the pecking order here, in 19th, Doug Sigmund. In 20th, Tommy Ryan. In 21st, Gerald Livingston. 22nd, Richard Sidith. 23rd, Kevin England. 24th, Anthony Monroe. 25th, Jeff Ryan. 26th, Brian Macklin. 27th, Anthony Calantoni. Joey Katina comes home in 28th. Michael Veridas comes home 29th. Ron Holyfield in 30th. And Stoney Benfield in 31st. Another race down. Another fantastic showing from these guys here in the Sharue Diecast Sim500 Premier Xfinity Series. Wednesday nights every week here on the Ghostfire Media Network. From here until March 9th, we have no more off weeks, folks. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, qualifying begins. Race about 10 minutes later. So every single Wednesday, you're going to be able to catch us here in the Ghostfire Media Network until March 9th. And then after that, probably like a week off. Then we have another series coming up for Sim500, which will be fantastic. But again, we want to shank. We want to shank Sharue.
Shank?
Yeah, I want to shank Sharue. No, I want to thank. I want to thank Sharue Diecast for doing this for us every week, bringing you guys completely commercial-free coverage tonight. That was fantastic. 100 laps, caution-free, commercial-free, went by like that. We had great racing all across the board. Daniel Falkingham, once again, dominating fashion. It's fantastic to see. Randy Pepper, why don't you take us out from the Sunshine State?
All right, folks, you've been watching the broadcast here on the Ghostfire Media Network. We'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we will see you next week here from the Sim500 Sharue Diecast League. So, from the great state of Florida and the Sunshine State, as Gordon Soley used to say. See you next week. Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media